Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Tough tariff talk. The president threatens to impose tariffs up to 25% on Mexico, with the first to come in just a few days. The country's responding this morning, and so is Wall Street.
It's the end of a chapter and the beginning of another. Much pomp and plenty of circumstance across the Golden Empire as graduates celebrate and look toward the future.
She went from the shelter to her forever home and now on to adventures, bringing her into the hearts of hundreds of local kids. We catch up with the star of Indy, Oh Indy, and find out what comes next for the subject of the beloved children's book. This is Friday, May 31st, 2019.
It's a great book.
Good morning. Great to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Tabitha Mills. And yeah, we'll have more on that book coming up in just a moment. But first, we want to bring you some breaking news out of Shafter this morning. Police are on scene of what appears to be a deadly crash. The single vehicle crash happened just about 40 minutes ago on Santa Fe Way. That's just south of Burbank Street. Let's take you live to the scene right now. Photographer Mickey Van Horn just arrived there a few minutes ago, and he can tell us that one person has died. We have a crew on the scene working to get some more information, but as you can see, it's not really affecting traffic. It's off to the side this morning, again on Santa Fe Way, just south of Burbank Street, but at least one person has died in this crash. We'll bring you an update as soon as we learn more. Meantime, you can download our 17 News app to get the latest breaking news and weather alerts sent directly to your phone. And let's go ahead and check in on your forecast. It is finally Friday, and Kevin's made it back here at home.
Yes, the Millennium Falcon has landed here in Bakersfield. I am back. As we take a look at the temperature, starting out in the 60s and then mid-80s this afternoon. And then for the Tehachapi area, you're at 46 right now. An east-southeast wind at 3. And throughout the day, we'll start out in the 50s, 70s this afternoon, and have a very slight chance of a thunderstorm maybe in the afternoon and tonight.
The Trump administration's international trade war continues to escalate. Last night, the White House announced a 5% tariff on all goods from Mexico starting June 10th. Then they'll go up every month through October to a permanent 25%. That is unless Mexico stops allowing undocumented migrants to cross the border into the U.S. These new tariffs come as lawmakers in 3 countries consider whether to approve President Trump's U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade deal. Coming up in about 25 minutes, we'll hear reaction from Mexico's trade negotiator on the tariff announcement.
5:03 now. It's been a deadly May in Kern County. After a string of deaths this week, there have now been 35 homicides this year across the county, 10 of them just this month. That's up from 3 in May of 2018. Though by our count, killings are down slightly for the year overall. 2018 was the deadliest year on record for homicides. At this time last year, there had already been 43. You can find all of this information plus the latest on the investigations by going to our website, KGET.com, and click on the Homicide Tracker icon. Now it's going to be a somber day at CSUB as the campus community mourns the loss of a beloved advisor. Sarah Osteen MacArthur died last Tuesday during childbirth. She started working at CSUB in 2016 as an advisor in the School of Social Sciences and Education. Her husband, Marshall, also works at the university as the Outdoor Adventures Coordinator at the Student Recreation Center. Their daughter, Margaret, is named after her grandmother, and friends say she looks just like her mom. The university is holding a memorial service for Sarah today, happening at 10 a.m. at Alumni Park. The MacArthur family started a GoFundMe page to help pay for funeral costs and supplies for baby Margaret. You can find a link to donate on our website, KGET.com.
Well, dozens of Kern County High School students are making history and earning 2 very important pieces of paper. 17's Karen Waugh brings us a story of hard work and determination from the halls of Wasco High School.
Last night, 335 seniors graduated from Wasco High, and 45 of them graduated from the wonderful agriculture career prep program as well. It was a ceremony brimming with emotion.
I don't think I emphasized enough how happy I am to be here.
Before they even earned their high school diplomas this night, 45 Wasco Union High School seniors got their associate's degrees.
It's kind of bittersweet.
4 years ago, Bakersfield College partnered with the Wonderful Company, allowing Wasco High students to take BC classes.
You persevere and you learn, and I think it'll prepare me for my future.
Now, they're the first cohort to graduate from the Wonderful Agriculture Career Prep program. Of these 45, most will attend UC Davis, UC Merced, UC Santa Barbara, Cal Poly, and Fresno State. Collectively, they earned $180,000 in scholarships from the Wonderful Company. Reagan Dobbs will attend Vanguard University in Costa Mesa. Her ultimate goal?
To become a teacher and come back to here in Kern County. I've been impacted by so many people here, so I think it's only right to come back and impact the other people. Just, give back to my community.
But this night was not only about celebrating the highest achievers.
It doesn't matter whether you got here with a 2.0 or 4.5. You worked hard for your spot at this graduation.
And academics aside,
thank you so much for making these years so much fun.
Congratulations to all 335 graduating seniors last night. I'm Karen Hua, 17 News.
And we've posted a list of the remaining graduation ceremonies and their times on our website, kget.com. We'll also show more highlights from graduation ceremonies yesterday throughout our newscasts.
Indy, Indy isn't just wandering the streets of Bakersfield anymore.
Nope, you may have heard of the popular children's book based on a local rescue dog who is about to take young readers on a whole new adventure.
Indy, Indy, who was your family? A boy?
That was the question that started it all.
So the inspiration for Indy, wandering the streets in Bakersfield actually came from my real-life shelter dog, Indy.
Roughly a year ago, author Teresa Adamo adopted this sweet terrier-poodle mix. A Terradoodle, as Adamo calls her. 37 pounds of fur and fluff. Not quite small, but not quite medium, but schmedium. Again, as Adamo calls her.
She is the most loving dog. Indy is something special.
One day, Adamo wondered about the life Indy lived before. And then it hit her. Indy, oh Indy.
Indy, oh Indy, where did you play? The Bluffs, Hart Park? Bark, bark, bark. I thought it would just be a great combination to take the dog I love and combine it with the community I love.
The book shining a positive light on shelter dogs while giving children a little history lesson about Bakersfield.
There are hidden history nuggets in the book. And we have learned that these are kids who were born well after some of these pieces in the book. And so being able to share that with them, it's like we're spreading the Bakersfield love.
From the Bakersfield sign to Buck Owens guitar, Smith's cookies, and more, kids are learning about our past as they prepare for their future.
I think the best part of the journey so far for myself and the illustrator, Jennifer Williams Cordova, is sharing it with kids.
Those kids becoming part of the Indy Pack, eager to find out what adventure Indy will go on next.
Indy went on this adventure in Bakersfield, but what happened almost immediately after is people saying, where's she going to go next? Where's Indy going to go next? And we just started thinking about it. We thought she should go on another adventure.
And just where, oh where, do most people in Bakersfield go in the summer?
Kids Mower Bus. Last stop is the pier.
Kids Mower Bus. That was great. Tunes on the radio.
And you got to be part of the reveal.
It's part
That's
of
so
it's
cool.
a fun interactive book. So this one's very much about crowd participation. So great to read to
Fun.
classrooms who love to, shout it out. Indy Pismo or Bus will launch June 15th at the Bakersfield Museum of Art with a reading at 11. Admission is free, but the museum asks that you make a donation to their new kitten rescue fund. And book one, Indy Wander in the Streets of Bakersfield, was nominated for the Beautiful Bakersfield Awards. And they'll find out tomorrow if they win.
Very exciting. We'll be there. And I know that a lot of local kids have had so much fun exploring these books because they relate to places they know. So that's just one way to get kids excited about reading.
Yeah, they see the Bakersfield sign, they see Smith's cookies in the book, and it's really fun for the kids. It's interactive.
Cute. Can't wait for the next one. Thanks, Tab. We're back in your 17 Business Watch this morning, keeping a close eye on stocks in the wake of President Trump's announcement late yesterday that the White House intends to implement a 5% tariff on all goods from Mexico. Let's take a live look right now at the futures. The stock market opens in just about an hour. The Dow is set to drop more than 200 points after this threat of new tariffs on Mexico. And here's a look at the futures right now. As you can see, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ futures are also falling. We'll take a live look once markets open this morning. In other business news, calls for removal. That's what some are saying about CEO Mark Zuckerberg. You can see them gathered outside a Facebook shareholders meeting yesterday carrying a giant inflatable angry emoji. The protest comes as the social media giant works to deal with recent user privacy scandals. The company's already come under fire over misinformation spread during the 2016 presidential election. It's unlikely the push to oust Zuckerberg will succeed. He and other Facebook insiders control nearly 60% of the board votes. Of all the things you could go shopping for, a mortgage is probably the most important. That's because if you pick the wrong rate, it could cost you for decades. Money reporter Stacey Johnson explains what you need to know when it comes to shopping for a mortgage.
It was a very scary process. You hear horror stories about banks denying everyone and banks are not giving out money. That's a little bit intimidating.
Like many people approaching their first mortgage, chiropractor Charles Palmentary found the entire process was, well, a pain in the neck. But the right mortgage is every bit as important as the right house. For example, say you borrow $300,000 on a 30-year mortgage, lock in 4%, and over the next 30 years, you're going to pay $215,000 in interest. But lock in 5%, and that tab's going to swell to $280,000. That's $65,000 more. That's enough to retire a year earlier. So finding the right loan with the lowest rate is critical. Step 1, making sure your credit history is spotless.
You want to make sure that you keep that score as high as you possibly can. And you want to be able to keep your credit clean of any blemishes at least 2 years before searching for a house.
While you're doing what you can to improve your credit, start step 2, shop for a mortgage. The internet makes it easy to learn about and compare all types of loans from dozens of lenders. Step 3, choose 3 to 5 lenders and talk to each one. Get estimates and compare both rates and fees. Once you've found the best deal, get pre-approved for a loan. Pre-approval is crucial because it means a lender has already agreed to lend you a certain amount of money. That way, when you see a deal, you're ready to pounce. So before you look at House 1, check your credit score, think about what kind of mortgage you want, shop them hard, then get pre-approved. That's the basics, but I've got a lot more right here at MoneyTalksNews.com. Just do a search for home buying. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacey Johnson.
Thanks for listening to the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's a 15-minute summary of everything you need to know about Kern County. There's a new episode every weekday.